Welcome back to A Minute Till 6. This is season 2. And I'm your host, Mark Haynes, along with my co-host right here,
Chris Perry.
And we got a very special guest in the house. No other than Mr. Yahoo Sports himself and my brother, my big brother, who thinks he looks younger than me. But as y'all can see, the handsome jeans and the youth came to me.
Oh, man. Okay.
But Chris Haynes, man, I appreciate you coming here.
Well,
Family dynamics.
Here we go. Honor. Hold on, let me say this first, Chris and Mark.
Well,
it's an honor to be your first guest on your podcast, A Minute Till 6. ClutchPoints, teaming up with them. Yeah, phenomenal studio here, man. You guys going to do big things. Second of all, I have to say this: 2019 hasn't been kind to you because I am. So what, 6 years older than you?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
6 years older than you? Yeah. And whenever we're walking around together, people automatically assume that I'm the younger brother.
Oh, we getting hot.
This is a myth.
Coming in hot. This is a myth.
Come on, man. You know,
not family dynamics.
2019, I rocked the big beard, you know, and I kind of like my grays sprouting. It's kind of showed my wisdom.
I ain't got there yet.
Yeah. But that's it. I let it come.
But those ain't happening.
Yeah. It ain't there yet, but hey, it's coming.
Man, might be this afternoon.
Yeah, maybe. Right. You know, we gotta touch it up sometime. But I'm proud of mine. But anyways, cause we like I said, we here at ClutchPoints, and this is A Minute Till 6. For those.
Explain Minute Till 6 to everybody.
Can I get there? Hold on. When I was with when we did the Yahoo show, it was a time where you cut me out. You said, "This is my show."
But
this is my show.
There we go.
My bad.
Thank you.
This is what it's like together on the road. Just to let y'all know. But so A Minute Till 6, man. It's we're from Fresno. I mean, and today we're starting with one of Fresno's finest, the GOAT. Haynes.
Hold on. I got to cut you off again.
Oh.
There's a Fresno in Texas as well.
Okay, I was going to say Fresno, California.
Okay, all right.
We're Fresno, California.
Represent.
The only one that matters. I'm sorry. Don't nobody know about Fresno, That's Texas. True. Fresno, California is where it's at.
That's true.
And our area code in Fresno is 559. Thus, we get A Minute Till 6 podcast. It just pays homage to our Fresno roots.
Yes, sir.
And no matter where we go, we got them with us.
Proud. I almost wore my Fresno State shirt today, but
the Paul George shirt.
My Fresno State shirt.
Okay.
But we in LA. We with the right team, which is the Lakers. But we ain't talking about that.
Yeah, man. We getting back to the GOAT. GOAT Haynes.
Let's talk to the GOAT, man. Hey, your haircut is looking good, by the way. I had to compliment you on it.
Clean. Shout out to my guy Tim in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Hooked me up, man. He was my go-to barber when I was covering the Blazers.
Okay.
I got a chance to check him out, man. Clean me up.
All right.
It was back to the Blazers. So that was the beginning for you.
That was the beginning of the career. I want to go further.
Okay.
I want to go further than Portland. I've known this man for 32 years of my life. So I got a lot to talk about.
It didn't take long for you to add that up.
Yeah, I had to do the math, man. I got the year I was tattooed on my arm. I got the year. Got to remind myself sometimes. I forget a little bit. It happens. I tell you, I got the grays.
Wisdom.
But anyways, you had this brother who was really, really, good in analyzing sports and stuff. For those that don't know,
I only had one brother.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy. Me. But anyways, when did your fascination with sports begin? Basketball in particular.
Well, man, I was a late bloomer on the sports scene. Like I didn't play. I played soccer growing up in elementary. I hooped a little bit, but that didn't kick in for me till like junior high.
Mm-hmm.
And junior high is when NBA Live, everything started coming out. Like that was the game. Like you got NBA Live, man. I forgot who were the players on the cover back then.
Like Tim Hardaway, or
I don't remember Tim Hardaway.
I feel like who was that?
NBA Live.
Was Penny on one?
Maybe did they have the players on yet at that on the cover?
I think they did. They did.
But it was iconic.
Yeah, NBA Live was the game.
NBA Live was it. You know?
We had every game.
Late night battles. I definitely did those with my brother.
You know, this before NBA 2K.
Before 2K.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But NBA Live was the game. And the thing about it was, check this out. So me and Mark didn't play the games like regular people would play.
Yeah.
We had this whole, you know how NBA 2K has career mode and all the shit that goes on post game
Interviews. Yeah.
We were doing that by ourselves. Like, so we were in our own little world. And so
I'm like 10 years old.
We 10 years old and we'll do a season. We create a season, you know, we'll create our players and then we'll go and have like pre and post game interviews, conferences. And we'll have like beefs between players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like this before the games even thought about it. We were doing that. So we had our own little world. And our seasons will last a long time because we really put emphasis on that. And whenever people would come over, our friends would come over to play our games, they come over just to play and that's it and win.
Yeah, just want to play against each other.
Just want to play. I'm like, that ain't fun, man. Like,
we rarely played against each other.
No, we didn't play against each other.
We was on the same team. If we was Orlando, it was like I was Penny, he was Shaq, or whatever the case. And we start drama. It's like if I had a bad game, you know, Shaq would approach Penny and be like, "Hey, Penny, man, you gotta give me the ball in the post." Yeah, like And then an interview comes saying, "What you feel about Shaq?" Hey, and then, it's just us.
And then Penny be mad. And then Penny be mad for the next game. He only shoot 2 shots the next game. Oh my god! So you know, it was real. It was real beef.
Y'all had some real storylines going on.
People thought it was crazy.
Yeah, and so when people would come over and play us. Like it wasn't fun. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, you coming just to play and, you know, just to win the game? Like, fine, all right, whatever. But long story short, we were using our imagination. Yeah, yeah. And now that's the big thing of NBA 2K is that whole dialogue, the storylines. You got the trainers, you got the off court, you got the endorsement deals. You got the whole shebang with it. But anyways, that was probably where our fascination for sports grew, especially in the role of, you know, commentary, journalism, and all that. I still didn't know I wanted to be a journalist at that time, but you know, that's definitely where it was birthed at.
Right. And prior to starting your first gig at they were Comcast back then in Portland.
Comcast Sportsnet
Northwest. Yeah, Sportsnet Northwest. Prior to that, it wasn't just like you said, you was a late bloomer and, you know, playing sports and basketball. You actually got pretty decent in basketball in your adult years. You know, it kind of kicked in. We talked to Frank Nitti. He is kind of similar way. I think he said he didn't get good to like sophomore year of college. Yeah, and I've seen you know, I witnessed that. But unfortunately, you had the right size feet for a basketball player.
It just didn't match everything else.
Yeah, it just got to about 6'1".
I was 6'2". So anyways,
3/4.
I had size. I wear size 15s, and I've had size 15s since
forever.
I was in 8th grade. And so you know back then, in the 8th grade. God, so you know back then, people were like, "Damn, like you got be size 15, you gonna be big. Like 6'6", 6'7". And I swore by that. Like I'm like, yeah, I am. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's funny. I'm gonna get to you on that. And so, you know, I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna be at least 6'7". You know, I'm thinking, you know, I'm looking at Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was the prototypical, you know, small forward, 6'7", long. You know, I was always athletic. I started dunking late 9th grade, something like that. And so I'm like, man, I'm gonna be straight. Yeah. I probably grew, you know. I mean, I ain't gonna say I didn't grow. I came in, walked in his freshman year, probably 5'8". Left 6'2", 6'1", 6'2". But I'll tell you this man was really on pace to be 6'5". 6. Chris Perry, I don't know if you knew. When did you meet Mark? What grade?
7th grade.
7th grade?
Yeah. Okay, so Copycat Carver football.
Was he taller than you at that time?
Actually, yeah.
He was taller
than me.
Yeah,
he was taller than me at that time.
Now, people don't know. You 6'4" right now?
Yeah, I'm 6'4".
6'4". Mark is standing here with high heels on, 5'10". 5'10". Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But look,
Mark was 5'10" in 8th grade.
I'm 6 foot.
He was taller than everybody in junior high. Like everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he was destined to be 6'6", 6'7", because I was like, I'm 6'2". My brother might get taller than me, 6'3", 6'4", maybe even taller than that. But then he started hitting those weights.
Playing football, hitting the weights.
I
haven't gotten. I was 6 foot, by the way, and I'm 6 foot now. Maybe even six. Maybe even
with the heels or without them.
With heels, I'll probably be about 6'4".
With heels.
But I don't wear heels. But with them, I'll be about 6'4".
All right now.
But I started lifting weights, which is why my physique is much larger than my big little brother. I haven't grew since the 8th grade. It was just bad. I was playing center when I played basketball. If I would have reached 7 foot or something, I would have been really good. But you were
legit. Like you were legit. Like he was a hooper.
And then I just had once my body turned into a football body.
I remember the hooper. I remember the baller.
I stopped
on football.
I didn't grow no more. So I just was like, you know what? It's not happening. Football is more of probably gonna be my thing.
Yeah, he was a hitter in football, man. Just there's always those guys that just want to have the contact, man.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's fine. I mean, but you see where it got him.
Right. Let's get back to this man then.
Yeah. He always want to talk about me. That's what.
Yeah, he tried to take it off of you.
It was an easy segue. Go ahead.
So was there anybody that walked you or, that mentored you early on in your Portland days?
In my Portland days, man, look, I can safely say I wouldn't have been able to get in this field if it wasn't for Dwight James. And for those who don't know who Dwight James is, he's a longtime sports columnist in Portland.
Godfather.
The Godfather. That's his nickname, the Godfather. He's been around since the late 70s, early 80s, still going strong today. But he took a chance on me, man. Like, because I didn't have any formal training. I didn't have any experience. Lucky for me, I came in the social media area and the blog area to where you're able to showcase your work. You're able to showcase your work without having to, look.
Have a resume.
Yeah, so I'll say this. So when I first started, before I went to Portland, I started asking people. I'm like, man, damn, like how can I get in? So I started reaching out to like journalists, David Aldridge, Mark Spears, people I looked up to, I didn't know, and a ton of other people I did. And for the most part, everybody said, well, look, first you got to start off covering a high school sports beat somewhere, dominate that for 5 years, move up to college, do that for 4 years, then you can, hopefully get a professional beat. I had no aspirations of doing that. Right. Like I didn't want to cover no high school football games. Like I don't want, I did a little bit of that just as blogging when I was down in, when I was back home in Fresno, but I knew that's not what I wanted to do long term.
Right.
And so, Slam magazine, right? Gave me the opportunity to cover the Blazers for free. Graduate from Fresno State and kinesiology. Try to be a PE teacher. And it's funny. We're talking. I was asking my wife about something. I'm trying to eat differently now. And I was like, yeah, my boy. I was having dinner with my boy Noah Kroom, who was the assistant general manager for the Timberwolves. We were in Portland, and he was talking about. We were eating dinner, and he ordered this big taco shell, and he wouldn't eat the taco shell. He would eat the inside. And he was like, yeah, I'm just trying to cut down on things. I'm like, hold on. So you cutting down, but you eating the meaty portion, all that stuff. You leaving out the.
Ain't that keto or something?
I don't know what it is, but look, I majored in kinesiology. That just shows you. Wasn't paying attention to college. Like I didn't like that's my
sports nutrition, things like that.
All that stuff. I didn't pay attention. My goal in being in college, getting a kinesiology degree, that's what you had to do to become a PE teacher and a coach. Yeah. So I had I learned what it wasn't learning. I remembered what I needed to remember at the time. Right. And I forgot all that shit. And now, because you look, the PE teachers that we grew up with, what they do? They just, hey, basketball this week. Throw your basketball. You out there for a
week. And it's usually some big fat guy who look like he never played a sport in his life.
Soccer this week.
Big boys alone, right?
Yeah, you look like you played. It's just been some years.
Yeah. But that was our PE teachers. You know what I mean? You threw out soccer balls. And then the worst thing, hey, you run the mile today. You know, get the times in. You know what I mean? But that was it. It wasn't like they didn't teach us sports nutrition and carbs and, you know, like how to properly burn fat and all that. You know what I mean? So that's all I wanted to do. Like throw a ball to people and go, you know, and go coach basketball. So to make this story short, what I get back to Dwight James. I reached out to him, of all places, on social media, Twitter. And so I'm covering the Blazers for free for Slam, working as a security guard at night because I couldn't get a job. Like, I just couldn't get a job in that field. Like, it was, you know, first of all, they were eliminating most of these PE positions anyway, which I think is a damn shame because everybody needs to be in shape somewhat. So I think that's a travesty that they're taking those out of school systems. But I just couldn't get a job. So I had to, security, I had a family feed, security guard at night. But I reached out to Dwight James on social media publicly. I need to find that tweet. I said, his last name is James, Jaynes, like Haynes, Haynes. And I said, you know what? The James and Haynes show has a nice tune. Just threw it out. Just tweet it out, threw it out. He DM'd me, I think that night, hey, we need somebody to fill in on the big show back then was Talking Ball.
Talking Ball, that's what it was.
It was a Blazers post-game, kind of like a weekly show in Portland. And he was like, we need somebody filling on this day. And I was like, hell yeah, I'll do it. Hell yeah. I've never done TV before. Never, you know what I mean? I went on there. Legit, I don't think I ever told this story. So I go in, and this was during a lockout. It was during a lockout, right? Okay. And, you remember they were talking about the 50-50 split between players. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was just all these numbers and all these terms that I just wasn't familiar with because I just wanted to talk about hoop. Okay. So I went on, and we're talking about all that stuff, and I'm just coming off as an idiot. Like, just bombing it. Like, for real. I'm on air sweating. I'm on air, like, I just feel bad. And it's an hour show. And after that show, I'm like, my girl picked me up. And I'm just crying in the car. Real talk. I'm crying in the car because I'm like, you hear those chances.
That was your shot.
That was it. Yeah.
That was it. Sometimes people get one opportunity.
They don't come back around.
Yeah. I'm crying in the car. I'm like, wow, that was it. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready. And we went to Applebee's or something. And it was re-airing. And that was the first time seeing myself on TV. But it was re-airing and I couldn't even look at it. Usually you're supposed to be like, it's your first time. Oh, look. Yeah. I couldn't even look at it. All right. Because to me, I saw an insecure person who wasn't informed, who didn't come, like, I just saw the worst.
Right.
And it was just one of the worst feelings I ever felt. Man, fast forward, the producer was like, man, you did a good job. We're trying to figure out when we're going to get you on again. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, that was just one of those scenarios. But without Dwight James, he recommended me to get the job in Portland when they opened up a position to cover the Blazers full time. He said, look, man, I want you. And they went after two other guys first. Two more established guys first. They turned it down. And then I took it. They offered me, check this out. They offered me, my girl told me, don't take an offer. Like, if they offer you something, don't take it.
Turn up to the first offer.
Yeah, don't take it. Like, come back home, and we'll talk about it, reassess. They offered me the job. I said, I'll take it. They said the salary is about $30,000. I'll take it.
I'm at zero right now.
There's no medical. You gotta take care of your own medical. I'll take it. So you can imagine. Once I got home
with the responsible. He like, oh my God. It's like having another kid in the house.
Oh man. Because to me, like, that was the most I ever made. You know what I mean? Even though that doesn't do well in feeding a family of 6. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, I get to travel. I'm thinking about, travel to every game and doing TV 3 times a week. Shit, who needs money?
I'm living my dream.
I can take care of the bills that I got.
Yeah,
you know
what I mean? We'll survive.
We all right.
We survived off of less than that.
Yeah.
So that's how it started.
Who was your first exclusive? If you remember that.
My first exclusive, it was, it was working for free. It was at the time, I want to say it was Carl Landry. This was when Carl Landry was back.
Yeah.
Man, Carl Landry was a beast.
He was hooping.
Yeah.
He was a beast, man. He couldn't be stopped for a minute.
6-man type.
He was a beast, but he was a free agent at the time, and I think free agency was going pretty slow for him. And I caught him. I forgot how I caught him. I can't remember if it was in person or over the phone. But I was in Portland, and he just said, "Hey, man, I want to be in Portland. Like, that's where I want to go." And you got to understand, it's like big stories in Portland and big stories everywhere else is just totally different, because Portland has the NBA is really all they have.
Yeah,
Major League Soccer has come on over to Portland Timbers, but the Trailblazers are whatever. So
that's the team.
Plus, players don't typically embrace Portland, especially black players.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not a lot of diversity there.
Right.
Great city. I still consider it my second home. People are friendly, but you're not getting the diversity that you're going to get in other places. And so you don't hear a lot of players openly saying they want to be in Portland.
Correct.
So I did that. He'd say he wanted to be in Portland, play with LaMarcus and blah, blah, blah. And it blew up. And so that's when I started getting invited to radio shows in that market. Based off of some of my contacts I had. And I don't know for sure if Carl Landry was my first, but he was definitely one of my first big exclusives at the time.
Nice.
Who is going on to like relationships in the NBA and stuff? Who was the first? I think everybody know who's like your, if you had to call like your BFF, your best friend in the NBA or whatever, that everybody know that's Dame. But before Dame, who would you say was like a good, I don't know if you would call him a friend, but a good, let's just say friend, a good friend in the NBA.
A good friend
player.
Before Dame, it was probably have to, be Jamal Crawford.
Yeah,
Jay Cross,
Jamal Crawford, Nicholas Batum, because I covered the Blazers a year before Dame got there.
Mm-hmm.
So that team was, I don't know if you remember that team. That's the team that got Nate McMillan fired.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lockout year.
Yeah,
it was a lockout year. So I was able to establish relationships with Batum, Jamal Crawford. I'll tell you one guy, man, and I caught the tail end of his career, probably the last 3 years of his career. Marcus Camby was my guy, man.
Oh yeah, Camby,
man. Like there's nothing like covering like real true vets, like because vets they're securing themselves. They're not afraid to say what they want to say.
Right.
When you're young coming in, you got to be kind of cautious, and you don't get real candid quotes. Like vets, they let you know, what the deal is.
Right.
So Camby was real good. So those were, it was primarily Trailblazers because that's all I had to focus on at the time.
Right.
Jamal Crawford, Nicholas Batum, Marcus Camby, Kurt Thomas was good. Yeah, but those are guys that come to mind.
Right.
But they was, Batum and Crawford because they're still playing.
Mm-hmm.
So those two probably more so than everybody else.
For sure. And then at that, once you got that big $30,000 contract,
big money.
That was a max contract right there. That was a max for your year coming in.
Yeah.
That was all you was qualified to get that max. But at that point, you quit working as a security guard, or did you?
I did. All right, so man, security guard, man. Let me get to that. So I'm working as a security guard and trying to think, should I mention the school? I'll mention the school.
You ain't going back.
Molalla High School in Molalla, Oregon. And
Some names right there.
The name would sound like if you think of what Molalla looks like, the name probably, just listening to the name of it, you have a good guess on what it looks like out there. So it's first of all, you're in Oregon. Portland is the most diverse city in the state of Oregon.
Oh wow!
So once you step outside there, it gets kind of rough. So I remember I couldn't find a damn job. I couldn't find. I got this damn college degree. I can't find a damn job. Mm-hmm. So Molalla High School hires me as a security guard. And so Molalla is about 45 minutes outside of Portland. There's nobody that looks like me out there. Nobody. I just said nobody.
Okay.
So I'm out there. And look, don't get me wrong. The staff, the faculty, the principal, I forgot his name. Mr. Dalton, I believe. Principal Dalton. Kelly Hart, who I still talk to this day, one of the superintendents were there at the time. Great staff, made me feel welcome, feel comfortable. But you just knew you were out of place.
Yeah.
You walk around, you see Confederate flags all over the place. You just see some things going on. Like I seen nooses on trees. You know what I mean? Like,
and this in 2000.
It's 2010,
11?
2011, 10, 11. And I ain't saying those nooses have been used recently, but just the mere sight of that made me a little uneasy.
Yeah.
And so I'm walking, So, anyways, it was this one dude, this one high school cat, right? So I had to chase, people ditched and everything. And I'm the type of security guard at the time.
Top flight of the world.
Listen, hold on. You know how some security guards, especially ones that ain't got no guns,
yeah.
They always want to just be all up in people's face and try to really impose their will. Yeah. I ain't doing that. I ain't got no I'm going to tell you what to do. Like, I'm going to tell the kid, look, it's best you turn around. If you say, oh, screw you and go on, all right, well, I tried. I let them,
I did my job.
Know, I'm not physically doing anything. So anyways, it was this one. Should I mention this kid's name?
You remember the name, huh?
Yeah, I know his name, man.
I'm putting out.
You ain't got me. This sounds personal.
Name is Hutch. His name is Hutch. So the kid is about, I think it's sophomore at the time, and he ditches class. And so the staff, the faculty, principal is like, hey, Chris, can you find this kid and bring him back to class, find him, because he was wanted for something, like he did something, I don't know. So I'm like, all right, do my due diligence, So I look around, I don't find him. Walking around the campus all day, don't find him. So now it's lunchtime, and at this school, everybody meets in the cafeteria.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
that's where it's like nobody goes outside. Like everybody is in this big. It's not even, it's the cafeteria, but everybody's in the cafeteria. The whole school is in the cafeteria. So I go in the cafeteria for lunch. I forget about the kid. Yeah, because I'm thinking, he's long gone.
Yeah.
He's right there in the middle with everybody in the cafeteria. So I'm like, damn, I gotta go confront this kid in front of everybody. You know what I mean? Like, he couldn't just ditch school like everybody else, just walk off the campus.
He gotta come back.
He gotta stay there.
And he's right there just mingling with everybody. So I go in there. I'm like, hey, Hutch, you gotta come. I did a real cordial polite. You gotta come to the principal with me, man. Bring me over here. You don't tell me what the hell to do. Like, real hostile. And I was like, Hutch, look, you gotta come to the principal with me. You're not gonna tell me, so he gets on the face. You ain't gonna tell me what the hell to do. I ain't going nowhere. I'm like, hold on, man. So now everybody's looking.
Now we have a scene. We have a scene now.
He don't know he talking to West Side Fresno.
Man, look, I'm not bringing. See, that's people don't know. And that's another thing, people. We gotta talk about our upbringing, man.
Yeah.
Like people don't know that. Whatever. So now it's a scene. Now he's in my face, and he was like, I'm like, one more time, but please calm down. We have to go. I have to take you over here. Come with me. He pushes my chest. Get away from me. I'm not going in there, using profanity, whatever he's doing. As soon as he pushed my chest, I grabbed his arm, threw his ass down on the floor, and his chest is on, his chest is on the floor. I got my hand on back of his, neck, holding him down in front of everybody. And so you got his friends, get off him, dude, get off him, bro. And so while I'm holding him down, he's like, you in front of everybody.
Here we go.
And you know what I mean? Like, and so like, I got my hand on the back of his neck, holding him down. And I was like, man, if I just squeeze,
Oh Lord!
like this dude,
I
like
think this was 2011, because in 2019 that would have went viral and you would have been in jail.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, because the camera's out. You just got to go ahead and finish choking.
Yeah, it's different rules now.
Yeah.
So I didn't squeeze.
Didn't? Yeah. Did your job.
Other help came. Help came, and they assisted him away.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny. You know, it was like most of the students, they were like, damn, like you can tell they just felt bad just to see
how that went down.
That all transpired and stuff.
And what he said. Because it was funny. They called me Kanye. Like, you Kanye. They thought, look, you know, they ain't never seen a really black person.
I can see the resemblance of Kanye.
You know, first of all,
I see it.
You got his jaw structure. So you know, like, so they would call me Kanye, whatever. So I was like, I was real cool with the students, man. I love, you know, the students were great, man. I had a good time. But when that happened, man, I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta get out of here. And to make matters worse, like everybody, you know, the staff gave me the option of leaving that day. Right after that happened.
Right. Yeah.
Leaving it. It was like lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn. No, I'm gonna stay because I want to show a sign of strength.
Yeah,
like,
make you look weak, like I had to leave.
I'm not just gonna leave, and you know it's gonna take more than words to just, you know, get to me and make me go. You know, I stayed, and then you know what? Make matters worse. The next day, they called me in talking about, you know what, Chris? We never gave you the proper training on how to
deal with a hostile
apprehend. Or...
No, it was apprehend how to de-escalate a situation. Like I brought that on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I wasn't reprimanded or anything like that, but it was like, oh, now they want me to go to de-escalation classes.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, let me get out this. Man.
This sounds like it's getting there for you. It's bringing up some old wounds.
But it's necessary.
Yeah,
It's necessary. Don't try to move it on. It's necessary, man. Because I was focused. I'm like, I got to get out of here, dog.
It's like, part of it.
You know what I mean? That was another thing that drove me and motivated me, man. Like, I had to go through that. I had to go through that period. I was, you know, at that time. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to call anybody who operates in that profession, like, I'm not trying to say I'm beneath that or anything like that. Like, I had to do what I had to do. Right. But that's not what I wanted to do. I got a college degree. Mm-hmm. We all grow up hearing, once you get that college degree, that's what you up. You know
good. I mean? You're gonna have a good life.
I couldn't find shit.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find nothing, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was just the place I was in. But, you know, it ended up all working out.
Yeah, ended up covering Portland, and then from Portland, you got another. It's not your big break, but what you thought your big break was at the time. You move over to Cleveland.
Yeah,
and I don't know if the camera could see, but we got that championship hat right there. You was around that year.
Yeah,
2016.
Yep. Good
times. You know, me and LeBron brought a championship to Cleveland, and I said me and LeBron because if you recall, which. You know, every year LeBron meets me. He wins the championship. I met him in Sacramento.
How'd you meet him?
Well,
you invited me to a shoot around in Sacramento. Yeah,
I'm about to say, you know, I feel like for a minute it was whoever Chris covered won a championship.
That's what you thought. But that's what you thought.
Because that's just what it felt like. He went to Cleveland. He covered them in the plain dealer, correct?
Yeah.
And championship year. You know, first one that ever came. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, he's coming to the Bay. He's going to the Warriors next year. And
boom, boom, boom.
Championship for the Warriors.
But that's what you thought.
That's the smart co-host talking.
That's what he thought. But the real story was in 2016, this was going to be I'm a big LeBron fan, as you know. And he was like, yo, you want to come to shoot around? He was like, LeBron ain't playing. Because he was, what they call it, it didn't have a name yet.
It wasn't low man.
It wasn't
that day.
But he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing, and I had tickets. And he was like, "You come to shoot around. He might be around." And he comes out the locker room, And Chris was like, "Hey, what's up, Bron? This my brother." And Bron's far.
I remember that.
He's far, and he turns around and he's like, and I'm just thinking of, a little wave. That's it. He walks all the way towards me. It shakes my hand, daps me up, and he's like, "Yo, nice to meet you." He was like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Mark." He was like, "Nice to meet you, man. It's a pleasure." I was like, "Yeah, thank you, man." And they go on to win a championship. And it was cause of meeting me. Cause then also when he goes to Golden State, you know who else Steph Curry meets?
Who?
Me. Again, we went to Steph Curry's event. What was he was doing his he opened up his gym. Opened up his gym. We could talk to him. I believe we took pictures with him and stuff or whatever. But yeah, he was like, pleasure to meet you. Championship. And they won. I think the year they lost, I think that was the only year I didn't meet anybody there. So those of you in the NBA, if you want to win the NBA championship, I'm the guy you need to see. So come sit in this chair and you'll get that championship.
Okay. There it is. Well, okay.
I know what guess. I know you got Clipper Darrow coming on pretty soon.
Oh man, I'm about
relax. Come real quick.
So somebody from the Lakers coming soon. They coming.
Knock on wood, brother.
I talked to Quinn. Quinn, you better get here, Quinn.
Okay.
Oh man.
But
so yeah, to go from that story back into your security days to coming through Portland, and then talk about that championship run those 2 years between the Cavaliers and the Warriors.
Because also now you're not covering. Dame is not a superstar yet.
Yeah.
So you have yet to cover a superstar, and out of all, you covered the superstar of all superstars in LeBron James.
Yeah, that was you say that probably wasn't my big. That was nothing gets your first big break, but that was the first major move,
right?
And that was my first
different coast.
Yeah, different. Like first of all, because when I was in Portland, I was kind of hamstrung on what I can report and what I can do because I work for Comcast Sportsnet Northwest. They gave me a awesome break. Kevin Berry, man, who was just let go. He's the one who actually hired me. Great boss. Oh, I gotta tell this story. Love Kevin Berry, man. He just got let go by the company. He was there from the inception. Hopefully he gets back on his feet. Great guy. Somebody needs to hire him. But check this out. So remember, when I got that job in Portland, I got to go all around, guys. So excuse me. But when I got that job in Portland, I ain't never traveled before. I've never really flown before, flying. Like I wasn't accustomed to all that, right? So I remember my first year covering the team. It was the All-Star weekend. I want to say the All-Star game was in Orlando. I believe it was in Orlando, 2012. So I still didn't have a lot of money. I just told you what I was making. But I wanted to take the whole family to All-Star weekend.
Right.
I don't know anything about flights. I don't know anything about what's legit or not. I go on Craigslist. I'm looking up cheap flights on Craigslist. So I'm looking up like people who got these airline passes for cheap.
I remember this.
And so I go on and it's this dude who's saying, hey, I got round trip flights that's worth $800, but you get it for $250. I'm like, cool. Because but before I say that, I used this service before.
Right.
And I got me a round trip flight. It was like $200, like Philly and back.
Okay.
So I did it before. So I went on again looking for flights. I got sent 6. It's a total of 6.
Right.
And so I paid like, I want to say like $1,000. No, it was like $1,300 for round trip to Orlando for 6 people. Right? Which is pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Round trip,
yeah.
6 people. And it was kind of last minute too.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
The prices hijacked up at the time. So got the tickets, on our way. The flight requires us to go from Portland to San Francisco, then San Francisco to Orlando. So it's all good. Like I'm a little nervous that the ticket's going to work.
Right.
The tickets work. We get to San Francisco. All right, we're in San Francisco. Now I'm about to get on my last flight to get to Orlando. Get over to the front desk, handle my ticket. Like, hold on, y'all. That noise don't sound right.
Don't sound too good.
You get a ticket again?
No.
I mean, what's wrong? Am I at the wrong? If I'm at the wrong.
Start looking around.
This ain't Orlando. This the wrong one.
The right terminal?
So I'm like, babe, use your ticket. My daughter, use yours. It was like, excuse me, can y'all sit to the side, please? I'm like, oh shoot. I'm like, what's going on? And so they later explained to me that you paid for these tickets from what is it called? It's a scammer, but I forgot. Yeah. But it's a term for
right.
It's a term for it. They was like, these are not. I'm like, I paid $1,300 for this. They were like, you paid $1,300 for all 6 of y'all. I'm like, to me, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Yes, I did. Yeah. Yes. They're like, okay, well, that's why. Yes, this is not. I'm like, so how am I gonna get my money back? She said, we have no control over that. You didn't pay whatever airline is. You did through. It was like, where'd you get it at? I'm like, Craigslist.
Hold this L, brother. Hold this L.
I'm like, Craigslist. Like, what? So I'm just like, so I missed my flight.
Of course.
To Orlando. I got to get there.
All-Star Weekend.
I got my family here stuck in San Francisco. And look, I don't have, and I'm asking them, okay, so how much can I get my family in this flight? About $1,200. I said, $1,200 one way to get to Orlando? I still got to get everybody back. I ain't got that. I ain't got nothing. So I'm just embarrassed as hell. I got my family here stuck. They're stressing. Our bags are already on that flight that we're supposed to go to Orlando. So, we got a trip weight on that. But anyways, I had to call Kevin Berry. I'm like, Kevin, which is my boss. I'm like, Kevin, look, man. I'm dumb as hell. I paid for these tickets from somebody from Craigslist. And I didn't know it was bad. Like, I didn't know it was elite, whatever. And he's like, all right, I got you. He paid for my family to get to Orlando and back. And I just paid them back. Paid them back like in a month's time.
Right.
And it was like something like 2,000 or something like that.
Wow. So for a month, you went back to that security salary for a month.
The budget a little different in that month.
Hey, but I knew how to survive off that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But look, come on. Yeah, what boss you know?
Nah, that's special.
Right. Come through like that, man. And so, man, I got so much love for you, man. So thank you for that, man. And I don't even know what the question you asked me initially, man.
We were talking about your years in Cleveland, or the year in Cleveland and the Warriors, the championship years.
So that was my first major move because, the Cleveland plane deal at the time had let go of a lot of their staff, and they were they just going for some new blood. And I had started in Portland. That's what I was saying. So in Portland, Comcast Sportsnet, I was kind of limited on what I could write about.
Right.
Because you work at the TV company station that has a deal, partnership with the team.
Right.
So essentially you kind of work for the team. The team calls some shots. And I had some issues with management of the Blazers and what I was allowed and what I was allowed and couldn't do. So I hit my ceiling there. And management showed me I needed to get out anyways over there. Trailblazers management.
Right.
Showed me I need to get out anyway. And so I needed to expand my wings. And so I started, when I was over in Portland, I started breaking news nationally.
Right.
I started like expanding my wing because I was like, look, a lot of these relationships that I have, I primarily just use them for Blazer coverage. And I'm like, I'm not fully utilizing them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so then I just started asking more questions about players outside the beat that I was covering. And I did that in Portland, which allowed me to, get a relationship with Rich Paul early on. Yeah. Rich Paul had a client. Y'all remember Johnny Flynn?
Yep, Johnny Flynn.
So he was the first one. He was in Portland for a little bit when he was going through his injuries. And so that's when we first really started talking. And then when the LeBron thing, when LeBron announced he was going back to Cleveland, I applied. It was like 1,000 applicants, man. I applied, and the editors there, after they did their research and saw that, Chris had the pulse on LeBron and his situation even back when he was in Portland. He was getting news out over there. So
from there, yeah.
It made sense. It made sense, and
that I would say that would be like the beginning for me because I watched you at Comcast Sportsnet because I knew you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, that's Chris Haynes. So I would watch. But like that Cleveland year was the year I really started to see more segments and
start seeing them on TV.
Start seeing them on TV a lot more.
It was big because, I mean, look, LeBron, there's one thing, like, you cover LeBron, man, whatever he says is gold. Like, whatever he says is newsworthy. Like, there's really no other player like that. Really.
Yeah.
Really not. I would go weeks of practices in Portland and
couldn't get anything, even though they talking to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's something you have to write in Portland, but it doesn't resonate nationally like LeBron.
LeBron can't take his shoes off and celebrate.
Hey, he got killed for that.
he can't.
I mean, he just gave his shoes to a kid.
Yeah. You can't do that.
It's just, that's LeBron. So I owe, look, there's a bunch of players who I feel like I owe a great gratitude towards, man. Especially, Damian Lillard, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Draymond, man. Because those dudes, like, obviously I put the work in, man, but those are different cats, man.
Show love.
CJ McCollum, I don't want to keep Nicholas Batum, like,
you can keep going.
Yeah, you keep going, leaving people out, but I would be lying here if I didn't say LeBron didn't help my career. Obviously.
Absolutely,
I think if you look at the people who covered LeBron, they're way better off because of it.
Right.
And LeBron, man, he's always embraced my family, man. He's always given me my time, and he's always been. I was with him the other night in JaVale McGee's big sweater. I mean, ugly sweater.
Yeah,
sweater event.
Yours was ugly too.
Mine's ugly too. Yeah, but mine, you slapped my chest, my sweater light up.
Oh, okay, that's
so
cool.
It made it pretty.
I don't know if it was actually the sweater that made it ugly. You wearing it?
Oh, okay.
I think he just wanted everybody to slap his chest because he been working out a little bit.
No, that's the thing. See, I don't mind. Look, I'm comfortable with my skin. As soon as I step into the office, Chris give me a hug. He's like, "Oh, hold on."
Okay, look.
You notice that? Yeah, it's a little fun.
But you didn't know when I went to meet him downstairs, he was down there doing push-ups so he could be tight.
Look, I've been working out. I got to 2, and that's another thing about this job too. Like, you working all days, all hours of the day,
eating good.
You eat, but it depends on where you at.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Depends on what company you at. I've eaten like, let's get off.
We're getting off.
We'll be all day.
See, that's what I say. I know y'all want to get to some stuff, man. I got some stories, man. Like, I would.
Hey, we you can always come back too. We love to have you.
Yeah.
Man.
Safe round 2 and 3.
We love to have you. This might be part 1 of Chris Haynes
because
we
know you got some stories because you had the biggest story this past summer. Mm-hmm. We were in spring training. Not spring training. Summer league in Las Vegas, and you probably didn't notice, but I'm like, we get off the plane and we're walking, and I see people are like, "That's Chris Haynes."
Oh, he noticed.
And we were walking through the hotel.
You noticed.
He's walking through the hotel.
He noticed.
And then even like we were at Summer League, and we're talking like Rich Paul, and I leave and I go get something to drink from the concourse, and people at the concourse like, "Yo, we gotta go try to get a picture." And I'm like, "This is pretty dope." Because he had just broke the story of the summer, and that was the Kawhi to the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about that? Tell us like how that came about, the process of that whole deal.
Man, well, look, that was an agonizing 5 days. I think it was the 5th. It might have been the 6th day of July. I don't know, one of those. But we started getting word. Well, I started getting word that this wasn't going to be something that was done on the 1st, like most of the big stars.
Right.
And whenever you have that type of situation, it's always, from a reporter, it's always agonizing because now you got to follow every little element of the free agency process. Mm-hmm. And now you're really focused. Free agency, that's how it works. You get your top tier players usually are going Usually they're going right at
that first 2 minutes.
Yeah, first 2 minutes.
Now, yeah.
Hey, well, a lot of them are done.
A couple days before, but
I ain't say you said that.
Right.
You know?
So I'll keep it 100.
So, you know, that's that part, and then you get the second tier, third tier players, and it kind of drags it out. But, you know, so second, third tier players, you don't really have to work too hard for you. Kind of let them come to you and pursue that as you go. But for a star like that, Kawhi, it was just so big.
Yeah,
it was so big,
major.
And you know, he went through interviewing. One thing I do respect from his process, like it was really his situation was really kept quiet for the most part.
Yeah.
Outside of helicopters following him and all that, like the OJ chase when it was in Toronto, he really kept a good. Magic Johnson came out and had some comments about how the meeting went.
Yeah,
but it was overall good. But it was an agonizing 6 days. So I finished summer league up.
Yeah,
and I went to my crib at the what's the place I like to stay at, Mark? What's the hotel in Vegas?
The Cosmo.
Yeah, that's my spot.
Cosmo.
So I'm at the Cosmo, getting ready. I think we were about to go out for dinner or something. I don't know what. I think we
was going to dinner.
Doing something like, okay. And I get a text.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say, should I say?
yeah.
Anonymous text.
I get anonymous text.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that. I get anonymous text at, for whatever time. It's late though. It was like to the Clippers, out the blue. And I know who this guy is,
And that's it. Nothing else. Just to the Clippers.
No, I'm not so sure.
No explanation.
I'm going to say this because, I had spoke to people from the Lakers before that. I spoke to Bron.
It was done.
They felt really good. Like I spoke to Bron in Vegas, because he'll come to see the,
this is the Lakers Summer League, yeah.
And I asked him about Kawhi. He was like, he gave me that look, man. You know what I mean? Like he didn't really say anything, like he didn't confirm anything, but he gave me that look like they felt
it's looking good. Yeah.
They felt good. And so I was kind of wavering more towards that scenario happening. So when he texts me to the Clippers, I'm like, hold on. Kawhi signing with the Clippers? A little bit of pause. I'm checking my phone. It's not out.
Sweating.
Like, look, when you get news, man, breaking news, like, you gotta check. Like, you gotta check.
Make sure, yeah.
Make sure it's not out there yet. And he's like, yes. I'm like, okay. Because I done had multiple times where somebody will tell you some news and then they're not ready for it to get out.
Yeah.
So I'm just double, triple checking right now.
It's good.
I can go with it now?
Yeah.
Yes. Woo! And so what I do is sometimes
you can't give up. You gotta give up your secrets. Because you've been messing all the summers. I'm gonna hold you on that.
You got a couple summers in already. Yeah. I want to make it number 3, man.
I think you had another one back with breaking stories or whatever. I know you're not too. You're really good at getting the big fish during free agency.
Yeah.
Like you usually come up with, Woj, my phone alerts all day in the summer. Woj, this guy on the bench signs here. This guy signs here. This, And it's like, all right, Chris is coming because he ain't putting nothing out.
And
you put what you get out, and then it's boom, LeBron here, boom. The big thing. I forget which story it was, but it was one that you broke, and people started disputing it.
Oh, Gordon Hayward.
Gordon Hayward. Yeah, they started saying, it's not accurate, it's false, blah, blah, blah. Tell a little bit about that.
So I was at ESPN at the time, and let me see. Yeah, and so that was the big, like that Gordon Hayward. He wasn't I can't remember who all was in that market, that free agent market. He wasn't the biggest free agent, but he was the biggest
one of the max players.
But he was one of the ones that we knew had a great. Well, he was ones that we knew that were going to likely move.
Yeah.
Everybody else was pretty much going to stay.
Right.
I think KD was a free agent that year. He stayed with Golden State or something like that. And so that was like, he ended up being the big one.
Right.
Because he was the one everybody wanted to get. So Miami was in the mix, Boston was in the mix, and obviously re-signing with Utah. And so I'm with ESPN at the time, and we got some aggressive people over there. Woj is there. Woj just got there.
Yeah.
He was like there for about 5 days in. You got everybody. And so my dude Mark Spears. And so, that's a big story. And so whenever you have a lot of people pursuing a story like that, it kind of, especially when you're on the same team, it puts you in it's a difficult situation to manage. Because I started off trying to text everybody in the ESPN. We had like an ESPN news breaking text chain. It was like me, Woj, Ramona, Shelburne, Mark Spears. Can't remember who else was on it. We were all on it, but we were, we stay in contact, like what's going on. And I really wasn't getting any feedback in that text. Like nobody was responding when I was telling them, because I was hearing that morning that I'm hearing Gordon is leaning towards Boston. Like I'm hearing it. And so I'm not getting any feedback. I'm not getting any replies really in that text chain. So I'm like, all right, then, like everybody's for themselves. And so, the day goes on, and I get a text. Hey, Gordon's going to Boston. No, it was a phone call. Gordon Hayward's going to Boston. You might want to get this out quick because he's going to announce it on the Players Tribune. And this is, somebody, not then I called somebody else who confirmed that. I'm like, cool, I'm good, got it. Boom, break it, blows up.
Feeling good.
Breaks it. Yeah, feeling great. I'm actually in Bristol, Connecticut, because I was there for 4 days doing Sports Center. So I'm there, and then it's breaking, it's going crazy. And then Woj tweets out Mark Bartelstein's, who's Gordon Hayward's agent, tweets out a quote from Mark Bartelstein saying that Gordon hasn't made a decision. Yeah. So, of course, I don't like that. I don't like it because, these are
these colleagues at the time.
We teammates. So
you've been sending in the text chain and everything.
So I don't like it. And and then the word gets around, then
it's kind of Woj versus you.
But it's funny. It's funny because when I broke it, right, I start seeing a lot of other people reporting the same news. Source confirms Chris Haynes. Source confirms Chris Haynes' report. Gordon Hayward to blah, blah, blah. Like, it was like 3 or 4 people, like even Zach Lowe, who, that's my guy, he's at ESPN. He came and said, yeah, I confirmed it. He's going to Boston.
Right.
Then when the agent, refutes it, then I saw people like backtracking. Oh, okay. He hasn't made a decision. I'm like, first of all, how you going to confirm something? Zach Lowe wasn't the one. Sam Amick wasn't the one that did it, but I saw some Boston guys who confirmed it, and then came back. It was like, oh well, they said that decision has been made. How you gonna confirm something and then try to backtrack? Either you got it or you didn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people just
trying to ride the wave.
The wave. Just saw, hey, Chris reported, so it's good and go. Like if you got it, got it. Like that I think that shows that you still have to get your own source of confirming something, and don't just depend on somebody else. But no, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. So, for like 4 hours, I'm in like it was crazy because I broke the story right before I had to catch a flight back home.
Yep.
So I'm catching a flight, and I'm getting text, my phone blowing up, I'm getting texts from everybody like, dang, you see what Woes did? You see what everybody else is saying? And I'm like, man, look, man, I'm sticking to my report.
I said what I said.
And that's it, man. I'm sticking with it. And so I get back, so I get on the plane, and I'm on the plane for like 3 hours. Where was I going? I can't remember where I stopped at. I'm getting on the plane for like 3 hours. And I get there, and it's still going. Like, it's still like
blowing up.
Yeah, it's still blowing up. Like, Gordon Hayward didn't make you know what I mean? Like, there was no, it was just still up in the air. And I'm getting killed. People crushing me.
Yeah.
Because now my colleagues,
like the president say, fake news.
Yeah, now my colleague is saying I didn't, reporting what the agent said, and I just wouldn't do that. Period. I wouldn't do that if you with me. If we're on the same company, same team, you report what you report, right? And then say it is, like say it is wrong, right?
Right.
There's a way we can do it to make sure we put out a story accurately,
right?
And to
scratch each other, protect each other.
I'm gonna do my best to protect you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do my best. But if you got a story, right, and somebody is telling me to refute you, my teammate, if anything, I'm at least call you and tell you what I'm about to do. Or I'm gonna say, nah, you gotta take that to some other publication because I'm gonna ride, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna blow my teammate up like that.
Right.
So for 4 hours or whatever, my account was getting lit up. Just getting lit up, like fake news, doing this, doing that. And it's funny, I was talking with a Jazz personnel at the time on the phone. And he was telling me, Chris, you really serious? He's leaving? I'm like, man, I'm sticking with what I said. My guy, he's
gone
to Boston. He's going to Boston. And right as I'm talking with him on the phone, I put the Players Tribune on my instant notification. Just to make sure I got it whenever.
As soon as it happened, yeah. Ding.
So I'm on the phone with my guy. Jazz are stressing out. They tripping.
Yeah.
You love to say I understand because he didn't inform. Like I got it out before he informed.
Right.
Everybody, which was the problem. And so I'm on the phone with him talking, trying to talk him down, like, man, look, yeah, he's going, blah, blah, blah. I get an instant notification, Players Tribune. It's his announcement. Gordon Hayward's going to Boston. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, hey, he's going to Boston. He's going to Boston. He's going to Boston. He said, he's going to Boston. Man, I told you. And the dude was like, Chris, really? You gonna rub that in my face? Like, really? And I was like, oh, my bad. I forgot.
You wasn't one of them.
My bad. This wasn't,
It was personal, bro. I felt that in my chest.
I'm just talking to you, though. That's it.
And so I had already had it set. Like I had found that Hulk Hogan meme. I don't know if you remember that meme.
He said he had it on hold.
With the, had his hand to his ear. So I had that, and I was like, am I going to be petty right now? Should I do this?
Yes.
Yeah. Doing this because I don't do stuff like that, man.
Right.
But I felt in that time frame that man, look, I'm gonna show a little edge, man.
Yeah, I got done dirty a little bit.
Like that was some bullshit the way it was all carried out.
But yeah, man, we could talk all day. We could go all season 2 of just hours and hours of talking. But we got some quick ones we go get you out of here with. First off, who do you have? I'm trying to put you on the spot a little bit. Who do you got winning it all this year?
Ooh,
look, man, Lakers look really good, really good, really damn good. I haven't seen them live in person for about 2 weeks, and I went to the game in Portland. Man. Dude,
It's still early too.
Dude, Lakers are relentless, man. Like they got so much talent.
Yeah.
They got the depth is better than what
size.
I thought. The length is incredible. They cause havoc, man. AD is a killer. So I go in the locker room after the game, and the Blazers, they were just really distraught. They lost Rodney Hood.
Yeah.
Right.
Out for the season.
Nurkic.
Nurkic still, but they were complaining about the officials that night. And it was some questionable calls, man. I don't know if y'all seen the game, but it was like Kent Bazemore. They caught a foul.
He ran away from AD.
AD fell on the stairs. They gave, so he got CJ McCollum got a tech. He got hit on the head. He didn't. There was no call. Got a tech. And CJ is like real.
He's chill, calm mode. Yeah,
he's chill. And so for him to go off, I thought he was gonna get ejected. Like Dame jumped in, like he was about to bump the ref. I told him after the game, like, dude, you was on your way for get
ejected and fined as a month. Yeah.
So Dame got in the way of that. But no, I went in that lot and I went to the Lakers locker room. I told Bron, I said, dog, y'all for real. He was like, Chris, keep it low. Keep it on low. I don't want that getting in this locker room. Keep it on low. You got to stay even keel. I don't want them listening to what y'all got to say. I said, listen, I can say what I want to say. I said, it's y'all responsibility to not take it in. Yeah. I said, but y'all some killers. Y'all some straight killers. I told AD the same thing. And he was like, dude, and we ain't even got our best defender back.
Mm-hmm.
Avery.
That's what he told me. Avery Bradley.
Yeah.
And that's real talk. Like,
that's how deep they is.
They are. And for everybody waiting on LeBron to fall off, that's fool, man. I wish I could tell y'all. Mission. I wish I could tell y'all what I heard him tell Kent Bazemore. Did y'all see him talking trash to Kent Bazemore?
Yeah.
You saw the video?
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the little.
Yeah.
So somebody told me. Somebody told me. Y'all saw a little video when he said to Kent Bazemore, that part. But somebody told me that Brown was like, man, you weak. You was that dude who was raising the pom-poms on the end of the bench when you was with the Warriors. How you gonna be the weakest dude on the court and talking the most or something like that? And Bron don't get like that too often.
Yeah, you got
He don't get that like that too often. But I get what he was talking about. Cause
you can't poke the bear.
Yeah, you can't poke that dude, man.
You got
Bron. I told you a little bit. That was like the PC version.
Yeah.
But Bron went like, with Draymond, like you get into Draymond go below the belt.
Yeah.
Like Bron kind of went there.
Draymond, we can go there. However you want to go, that's where we can go.
You can say, you talk to Draymond, your jumper broke. Oh, my jumper broke. Oh, that's why your bra was with somebody else.
Your mama this.
That's great for you. We know this.
We're talking like, come on.
I just said ain't even basketball no more, bro.
Like Paul Pierce, what he do?
He said they don't love you like that. You ain't Kobe. You thought you was Kobe. They don't love you like that.
Like Pierce just doing some heck.
We playing basketball.
You thought you was
getting a farewell tour.
That boy went hard on him.
Was you just sitting on this, man?
That's what I'm saying, man. You want to go at Draymond too? You better be prepared to Dre and take it there, man.
Are there any other? Well, just name a few teams. I'm gonna just ask you: contenders or pretenders? Denver Nuggets.
All right. Contenders or pretenders? Like contenders in what? Like real, actually championship contenders?
Yeah.
Or are they?
Do they have a chance?
Pretenders is just so disrespectful.
Nah, that's just what it is, though. You either contending for a championship or you're not,
or you just playing. You trying. You ain't pretending. You trying.
It's just. Am I gonna praise you or I'm gonna disrespect you? That's
it's just like that's just what it is. We just being real. If you're not playing for a championship, then what are we really doing?
CP, I think they really want to win. I think they really
I'm sure they want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is the goal.
I'm sure they want
pretending to. So I mean,
let's be real. The Knicks ain't contending. I'm not going to mention them.
They ain't pretending either.
Yeah,
they just there.
Yeah, they ain't even pretending.
they just okay. They have a job to show up to.
Yeah. Nah, Denver Nuggets. They're contenders.
Okay,
they're contenders. I just don't think they're at the level of the Lakers or Clippers.
Okay.
There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I won't even say the Clippers in. What about, we'll go East Coast. Sixers.
I'm not high on the Sixers, man.
Ben shooting three. His second three the other day.
He did.
His second.
I don't think he touched rim yet. It's been net twice.
Yeah, man.
Coach Brown says he wants to shoot one a game now. You see that?
He needs to. Because my 3-point percentage was the same as his up until this year.
So we got Nuggets. They're contenders. Sixers.
They're contenders in the East.
Okay. Celtics.
Contenders.
Okay. And Kawhi's gone. What about the Raptors?
No. Hey,
Spicy P.
Hey, but they ride Pascal Siakam.
They ride him.
Like,
You can make him a superstar.
that dude, he's a star. I'm glad he's going to make the All-Star team this year for sure.
He could really ball.
I didn't see this out of college. But no, the Raptors are riding that. They're riding that confidence that they had from last year in the championship, man. Hey, and somebody else who I think should get legitimate All-Star consideration is Van Fleet.
Oh, yeah, Fred.
Hey,
Yeah.
I remember we had a conversation about Van Fleet. I was like, man, Van Fleet is like a starting point guard when he is on the bench. I was like, he's a starter. He just is Kyle. You couldn't start him, but he could really play.
And they start him in the backcourt with Kyle. They're starting 2 point guards.
Yeah,
and he's averaging 18.7 right now.
That brings me to the last one. The last pretender with the 2 guards. Houston.
I call them pretenders.
That's pretenders right now, man.
Okay, he stuck with that. We had this conversation in summer league.
It's pretenders right now. I don't like the makeup right now. I don't like the makeup of the team. But when you got 2 explosive players like that,
it's always a possibility.
There's always
for
a chance of something happening. But just on a day-to-day consistency wise, I don't like the makeup. And you didn't mention Milwaukee.
Yeah. We just seen what they did. You said the Clippers are contender.
Okay.
They just
All right, there you go. So he just started cutting people off. He's going marking them down.
Yeah, that's fair.
And we usually, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. We usually ask all our guests, but that was season 1 and this is season 2.
Right.
We usually ask the guests, who the GOAT is or whatever, or not the GOAT, the Mount Rushmore. Excuse me, Mount Rushmore. But I'm not gonna go Mount Rushmore today. I'm gonna do. I want you to name. I'm gonna give you 3 people.
All right.
Start one, bench one, cut one.
Okay.
And we're gonna just start it off with the shebang of all shebangs. We got Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant.
Bing.
Start, bench, cut.
Exactly in that order that you said.
All right. No, not even a question.
What was the order you said? You said
Jordan.
Yep.
So he's starting.
We benching
LeBron is on the bench. And Kobe Bean Bryant is getting cut.
There you go.
You cutting them in his own city. We here in LA. Is at ClutchPoints headquarters, which is in Los Angeles, California, the home of Kobe Bryant. Which, I mean, that man LeBron over here about to take over after this year. They would bring this.
Another chippy.
Hey, it's LeBron City, Kawhi City, Paul George City. This city is up for grabs right now, man. I mean, it's always going to be a Lakers town. Don't get me wrong.
Right,
yeah, man. You can't be down 40 points.
But like Jay-Z and Rihanna, who go run this town tonight?
Well,
that's what we talking about this year. It's open.
But I think it's hard for if I'm just narrowing it to 2. It's hard for me to put anybody above LeBron at that 2 spot. Like, to me, nobody's going to take Jordan. Nobody has yet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Jordan is Jordan, man. I think LeBron is right there. And people have they have their takes of why they'll put Kobe over LeBron.
Oh, I was about to say, I thought you did something. Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah, people do. People do.
I wouldn't sit here and have a heated debate with anybody if they did. Like, that's your take. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you ain't gonna say. You can't tell me. You can't tell me Tim Duncan should be over LeBron or
anybody else.
I'll give you. We can have dialogue.
Right. But yeah, I guess that's it, man, for today.
For round one.
It is.
Yeah, round one. Can we expect you back? I know you got
my invoice will be in the mail.
Yeah, I know you got a busy
You
schedule.
can fill that invoice, then we'll talk about it next time.
I'm sending you a Christmas card. It's coming.
The Christmas card is okay. What's in the Christmas card is what's more
everything.
important.
I'll write something in so it just don't say Happy Holidays. I'll put a heartfelt something. I got you.
Well, then you need to get all the answers from me right now.
Because I almost missed you earlier. I had you waiting downstairs a little too long, right?
Man, I was about to bounce, man. Kevin Hart said he shows up to his events late because things ain't never ready on time. He's like, his time is valuable.
Yeah.
So he shows up late. So things should be getting going. And I came, and who was waiting on when I got here? Who was waiting on for about a good 20 minutes?
Here we
from
go.
Mark.
On that note, because he started off with lies, he finishing with lies. But once again, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Love you. You the reason I'm here podcasting and stuff. You know what I mean? You really inspire me. Yeah. And a whole lot of people, man. I'm super proud of all your accomplishments and everything you about to do.
We'll be podcasting again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And everybody, this is A Minute Till 6. I'm your host, Mark Haynes. Oh, got my guest, my brother Chris Haynes, and my co-host
Chris Perry. And we out, baby.